Hi, Ravi here. Today I'm working on KIA Rio 2002 1.6 liter car. This car had several drivability issues, diagnosed them accurately and fixed them. Now this car runs fine. Customer another complaint was several fault codes are available but check engine light is not lit. So I'm going to troubleshoot those fault codes. Let's see what are the fault codes available right now. You can see here P0727 engine speed input circuit no signal and P1529 TCM MIL on request signal. So those are the codes today I am going to troubleshoot. Customer told that these two codes are present from long time but check engine light is not lit. Same times no RPM signal into the tachometer in the instrument panel. Customer has changed an instrument panel already because of this no RPM signal into the tachometer, but problem still exists. So you can see no RPM signal into the tachometer. Sorry, I forgot to mention you that those fault codes are presented on the transmission control module, and transmission control module already request for the MIL on, but you can see on the instrument panel no check engine light is lit. What I believe somebody who worked earlier in this car has bypassed the check engine lamp into any other indication lamp, because as he was unable to sort out these trouble codes. Seems to be this tachometer problem and TCM not getting the RPM signals are parts of a same problem. Okay, troubleshoot these faults. Let's analyze the scan data first. First of all, I would like to see that the engine control module produced the RPM signal. Okay, I got into the engine control module and let's see read data stream. Load the engine speed data pin. You can see engine speed is showing usually. No problem, engine control module produced the RPM signal. Let's go into the transmission control module and we'll see it get the engine speed data. I go to the read data stream in the transmission control module. So select all data bits and we will see what are the data. Do you see that engine speed signal is 0 in the TCM? That is the reason to set P0727 engine speed input circuit no signal fault code as we have seen earlier. So confirm TCM and tachometer in the instrument panel are not getting the RPM signal from the engine control module. Let's go to the wiring diagram and see the schematic how RPM signal is distributed. This is the wiring diagram of TCM into this specific car. This is the engine control module and this is the tacho signal, which is engine RPM signal. These lines bring the RPM signal into the transmission control module. This engine speed signal wire has been connected to the pin 40 at the transmission control module. It started from the pin 31 in the engine control module. Engine speed signal wire goes through this short connector. Therefore, we have to check the wiring integrity first. Same times, here is the engine speed signal wire into the tachometer in the instrument cluster. It is clear now, same wiring connection shared the engine speed signal into the transmission control module and the tachometer in the instrument cluster panel. So I did a continuity test off camera using a multimeter in these locations to confirm wiring integrity of the circuit. No problem, no any open or short circuit. Next I am going to throw the scope and check the engine RPM signal at the engine control module whether we got the good RPM signal or not. Already I have hooked up a piercing probe onto the wire at the number 31 pin in the engine control module to trace the engine RPM signal. Okay, let's look into the signal. Here you can see a square wave, which should be because engine RPM signal produces a square wave signal. Even we are seeing a square wave that is not normal. It's an abnormal signal. I will show you first abnormality of this waveform. Do you see here peak to peak voltage is around 700 millivolt. That is not possible. That should be a square wave around battery voltage. Definitely this signal is not normal. That is why we are not getting the RPM signal into the tachometer and the TCM. The next abnormality is, do you see that voltage ramp nearby every rising edge of each square wave signal? That might be not normal. Seems to be signal is shorted into ground somewhere else, or ECM produce a bad engine speed signal. As I check the wiring integrity is okay, TCM or instrument cluster panel might pull the signal into the ground. So instrument cluster panel has changed by the customer already. Okay, I am going to unplug the TCM first and check that the TCM pull the RPM signal into ground. Hope this TCM removal will not be a problem to start the car. Let's see. Okay, unplug the TCM. So let's start the car and see what will be the RPM signal. Wow, look at that. Tachometer comes into the action. That means we shoot at the trouble. Okay, let's get into the RPM signal waveform. Look at that, it has the battery voltage as it should be. So, bad TCM was the problem. TCM pulled the signal into ground. Beautiful, tachometer is working perfectly. Everything is fine, but I would like to see the RPM signal at the TCM connector. I just counted for the pin number 40 and then I insert my probe into the cavity. Look here, TCM connector get the perfect RPM signal. So, confirm that TCM pulled the signal into the ground and made this trouble. This car need a new transmission control module. In modern cars, there is no special dedicated wire for bring the RPM signal into the other modules. They always use the CAN communication system to bring RPM signal into other modules as a CAN message. So, customer is aware that this car need a new TCM. It will not be a big deal to find a used TCM from a junkyard. Thank you for watching. Stay subscribed with us for more diagnostic videos.